What's up, everybody? I'm back in the studio. It is good to see everybody. Sorry for the lack of content this week. Decided to take the week off after my trip to DC. I was cooked. Spending 12 hours a day out in the sun. Beautiful weather. We had amazing weather. Met so many amazing people. So I'm gonna just give you like a quick rundown of what happened in DC while I was there, as well as we do have some big announcements as well. We're going to go over some major news stories. Obviously, China is now slowly becoming the leader of the dictator world, and possibly the rest of it at this pace. Donald Trump held a press conference today where it was just the most pathetic shit I've ever seen in my life. They've changed the Department of Defense to the Department of War, which a president typically cannot unilaterally just change the name of departments. And the reason they did it was hilarious. Pete Hegseth claims that before we changed the name from Department of War to the Department of Defense, we were winning wars. But ever since we changed it to the Department of Defense, we haven't won any wars. It's like these people, this is the most performative nonsense led by the most incompetent and unqualified people you could possibly imagine. China's parade was like legit holy shit scary. I'm not gonna lie, like they went and displayed ballistic missiles that can carry nuclear warheads like 20,000 kilometers. That's scary, especially when we're being run by complete incompetence. Russia is joining in with China, so much for being loyal and helpful. You know, he's not Donald Trump's boy. Donald Trump is just his bitch. And the trip to China just proves it. North Korea is joining in on the party as well. Essentially, America is going to get cut out of the equation completely. Eventually, the Chinese currency will become the world currency. Once the dollar is no longer the world currency, our entire economy will collapse. That's how serious this is. And China is innovating like you would not believe. Their electric car company, BYD, is insanely nice, and cheap. I mean, they're building cars for like electric cars for less than 20 grand that are just beautiful. So China's making us look stupid, especially after that parade that Donald Trump just had to throw on his birthday. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. Apparently, we're at war with Venezuela. Did any of you guys know that? I didn't know that, but according to some of Donald Trump's personnel, we are at war with Venezuela. We are also going to talk about the fact that Donald Trump committed a war crime by bombing or shooting a missile at a speedboat they claimed was a narco boat. And I'm going to tell you exactly why it was not a narco boat. Very simple reasoning, too, you're going to find. And then we're also going to talk about how pathetic MAGA men in these high positions next to Trump are. I have like a 3-minute video, and it's nothing of them literally trying to one up each other. Like, sir, you're amazing, sir. If you would bend over right now, sir, I would lick your asshole for you, sir. Like, it's crazy. And the next guy's like, sir, I just walk around and walk up to people and tell them how proud I am to work for President Trump. These men are cucks. These men, they would let Donald Trump have sex with their wives and they would watch and cheer him on and tell him how good of a job he's doing. And the tech bros, y'all are right there with it because you guys are doing the same exact thing. It is truly disgusting as a man to watch other men that we're supposed to respect and listen to because they have positions of authority just completely emasculate themselves for this clown. This reality TV clown. It is embarrassing. What? Yeah, and you're supposed to be the alphas. So hold on a second. I knew I forgot something. Let me turn on the comments. I'm sorry, y'all. Welcome back. I missed you guys. So, all right, before we get into Donald Trump's war crimes, which apparently this is not the first time Donald Trump has fucked something up like this. I don't know if you guys heard the late breaking story about 2019 where Donald Trump sent SEAL Team 6 into North Korea to try plant listening devices, and then they got caught by fishermen and they killed the civilian fishermen to escape. I don't know if you guys might want to Google that because that's who's leading our military right now and giving orders. This is horrifying to me. Right? Yeah, exactly. Amanda, what the fuck? Greg Stoker sounds familiar. Brina, I just yeah, coffee time. I'm ashamed to be American. Me too. It's hard to say that. I'm proud. I love my country. I love my country. I do. I love the people in it that believe in civil rights. Not that hard. The people that do have empathy and love for one another. And also, I found out there's a new term. Have you guys heard of non-practicing white people? Apparently, on social media now to make because I feel like it sucks that when you get looked at now, like especially me, like white guy, shaved head, beard, middle aged, most people assume just by looking at me that I'm a Trump supporter. And that bothers the shit out of me. I wish there was a way we could visually differentiate ourselves from them. I mean, the red hats kind of give it away, but not all of them wear the red hat all the time, so they go a little incognito. Not all the time. Some of them wear it all. Some of them have like all the merch. I still haven't seen anybody wear the gold shoes. Where the fuck did this conversation go? You guys got me off topic like crazy. Anyways, genocide is coming here. It is. It is. You can't tell people that though. People are still in the mindset of, oh, that could never happen here. People don't understand what's happening, and I think it nobody can wrap their head around because we've been told we're the greatest democracy in the world forever since we started, and we're coming to find out that's not the case. But I think a lot of people, because my buddies who are not in the politics will tell me something, and I'd be like, that's not true. That's not true. Like he was saying because he's from Philly, and he's like, man, I would military in the streets. I'm like, bro, no, no. I was like, don't start supporting that shit. I was like, you don't understand what that means. And I have to try and explain to my friends. And again, I sound like a fucking maniac sometimes talking about this stuff. But no, once people start starving to death and survival mode kicks in, and it's going to be absolute chaos. It's going to happen. I don't. There's another story that we'll talk about probably tomorrow. They just raided a Hyundai factory, and they arrested 500 Hyundai employees. So I don't know what else Hyundai builds other than cars, but uh, yeah, I don't understand. But yeah, they're ramping it up, and I think they're looking for conflict. They're looking for somebody just to pop shit off. Doesn't matter who starts it. They're gonna blame it on the left. You know what I mean? 'Cause that's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. Thank you, Brina. Oh yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. I had the most amazing time in Washington D.C. I mean, it was tense. I don't know if you guys caught any of the episodes, but I actually got an innocent protester getting arrested on live, which was crazy. I was trying to give you guys a tour of Union Station, and then I walk around. The cops are literally arresting the guy, which he ended up getting arrested again. So they are arresting protesters. They arrested two veterans. They arrested Jay for burning the flag. And then he was released after like 3 hours, but he has charges pending. And then they also arrested a trans veteran for something that he didn't even do. It was they said it was graffiti, but somebody wrote in sidewalk chalk. I made a video about this sidewalk chalk they wrote on one of the flagpoles, and they arrested him. Now he's pending. But we were scared because this obviously happened right after the shooter that we found out the shooter in Minnesota was trans. So then they arrested our trans friend, and Jay got out in like 5 hours, 3 to 5 hours, I think it was, after burning the flag. They kept him in jail for like 20 hours or 22 hours, something like that. So and no word, like they wouldn't let the lawyer in for the longest time and shit. So, but good luck getting that one to stick. I mean, we have video evidence that he didn't do it. We have videos from all angles. That's the one thing you can do. And I can't remember who said it. I think it was Pritzker. The one thing we can do to fight back that I've realized is record everything. If you see anything suspicious, keep your distance if you're not comfortable. Like I'm perfectly fine getting in somebody's face. I don't have a problem with that. But for safety reasons, obviously, you can always zoom in pretty far with your phones now. If you see something, record it. We're not getting told the story. We're not getting told the true story by the media. The media has completely failed us. Maybe some reporters are still, trying, I guess. I don't know, whatever. But anyway, DC was great. The veterans were coming in from all over the country. We had one from Oregon, I believe, or was it Washington? A woman saw our videos on social media. She was in North Carolina, grabbed her daughter, and immediately got in the car and came up. Like, it's hard to. We didn't have to buy lunch for a lot of days because we had one woman um, owned a bakery, local bakery, and she brought us all sandwiches, handmade or fresh made sandwiches. Um, and we have government employees, people out of uniform, active military that are out of uniform coming up telling us they support us. Oh, DC does not like what's happening, guys. DC is not cool with what's going on. Um, so yeah, so unfortunately, I had to cut my trip short. Just like yeah, parking and fucking. I ended up staying like an hour and 15 minutes away, which was a mistake. And then it was also 95, which was a toll road. So I literally had to drive a toll road for an hour each way every single day. So the toll bill was ridiculous. But anyway, big announcements before we get into any of the topics. I've already been talking for 12 minutes. I am going back. I've committed to going back. My birthday is the 17th. I want to go down for an entire week this time. I am planning, I have huge plans. One, I will be doing a live stream right in front of the Heritage Foundation building. I want to do a midnight stream or like a really late night stream. And then I'm going to do every day, I'm going to do a podcast type stream. Like you guys saw me there, but I'm going to do an on location stream or whether it might be in my hotel or something like that every single day. Plus, I'm also going to stream on Facebook and Instagram. I'm trying to figure out a schedule that I can give everybody to keep you guys posted. However, and I'm so tired of asking this, but I have to raise some money to get there again. The full week is going to be expensive. I do have some people offering me places to stay. Um, but my social media has been doing really good. So I'm hoping after this, we won't be having to do as much fundraising for our trips and we can become more self sufficient. If you guys are willing to donate, like I said, I'm going to go down the 14th and I'm going to be live streaming every single day on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Um, Maybe Twitch and Kick. I doubt it because it overheats my phone when I do it that way. And I can't get as much coverage. So if you guys are able to donate, or if you guys know anybody that is willing to donate, again, this goes towards my trip. This has nothing to do with the veterans that are trying. If you want to donate to veterans that are there, go to any of their pages. You go to Jolly Good Ginger's page. You can go to USMC Angry Veterans page. You can go to Defennis Trans Laney's page and they have a GoFundMe set up for that. If you guys want to help me out, so I can go to their live stream and do it for an entire week, my GoFundMe information is in my link tree, which is in the description of this video. It's also on our channel page. And second big announcement, that's 14th through the 21st. I want to go down there again. My birthday's on the 17th. I'd like to spend my birthday in DC with all the people that I met that are down there. But we are also, boom, going back to New York City on October 18th. That is the other big announcement. I'm going to be with Mike in New York City on No King's Day 2.0, which is scheduled for October 18th. So we'll be live streaming from New York as well. Mike will be live streaming on his Instagram page while I take care of the YouTube and stuff like that. So we got a lot of stuff lined up. We also have a potential senator coming on our show on Sunday if you guys are interested. Jaron Brandon running for California State Senate District 4 reached out to us and asked if we would be interested in talking to him. We, of course, said absolutely. So he'll be on our show on Sunday. Monday, we will be doing the Derp State. It's myself, um, James, and then we got Catherine, who also goes by Captain America. It's on TikTok. It's KAPN America, which is hilarious. I met her in DC, asked her to be on the show. She's got an amazing personality and a lot to say. So we got a lot of good stuff lined up. And then the following week, 7 days in a row, I'll be live streaming from Washington, D.C., hopefully. Again, I appreciate everything you guys have done for me so far. This year has been incredible, and mostly it's because of your support. I mean, I've been able to go to New York City a couple times. I've been in DC 4 times now, about to be five. But I'd also, once we get up and running, like legitimately running, I would like to do a lot more of this on location stuff. So when anything pops off, like in LA, go out to see James. I can stay out in LA, do stuff like that. So we have a lot of big plans, and we're getting there. We're getting there. And again, we couldn't have done it without your support. Your donations have been absolutely amazing. I also have if you guys don't like GoFundMe, I think I put my Cash App in the description as well. Anyway, let's get on to the topics. But again, so next week, not next week, but the 14th, so 9 days from now, hopefully I'll be back in DC. And then next month on the 18th, we will be streaming from New York City, bringing you front and center, bringing you the protest that's going on there. And that's going to be nationwide. Last time there was a No Kings protest, there was, I think, over 10 million people hit the streets, which was absolutely incredible. So I would love to be in New York City for something like that. I want to see what it's like to be part of like this, like a massive protest. So yeah, looking forward to that. So let's move on. Let's move on. Let's get to the topics. I got a lot to talk about today. So first, before we get into, I have some videos from the Epstein victims as well that I wanted to talk about. But before that, let's do a little palate cleanser. You know, I got to bring you something funny, right? We got to make fun of somebody. Senator Kennedy, not to be confused with RFK. I think his name's Robert Kennedy. No, RFK Robert. What is this guy's name? I can't remember his name. Real old guy. No relation to RFK Jr. he every time I report on this guy, he's just these are just comedy gold. All right, so first time I covered this guy, he was going over a book called All Boys Are Blue, which is an LGBTQ book. It's not for kids. It's not going to be found in any kids section of libraries, but they were all freaking out about it because it talks about, gay sex and stuff like that. So this guy a while back actually read from the book. So I'm going to play that for you first, and then I'm going to go over the new one. But just to give you an idea who this guy is. This is him reading. So this is in public record somewhere. This is great. Watch this.
This was my ass, and I was struggling to imagine someone inside me. He got on top and slowly inserted himself into me. It was the worst pain I think I have ever felt in my life.
Oh, he absolutely is.
Eventually, I felt a mix of pleasure with the pain. Close quote.
All right. So we remember that one. This is why the world doesn't respect us, man. We were being led by complete buffoons. All right, so here's a new one, right? You guys know about the radioactive shrimp at Walmart, right? Okay, well, he has something to say about it. I don't know if you guys seen this video. When I saw this video, I'm like, this is AI. There's no way this is real. This is him talking about what happens to you if you eat radioactive shrimp from Walmart. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but this is funny.
Mr. President.
Hold up. Let me remove this. Let me add this.
This is a photograph of the alien from the movie Alien. This is what you could end up looking like if you eat some of the raw, frozen shrimp being sent to the United States by other countries. Now, let me tell you what I'm talking about. In late August, the FDA found
what the fuck?
that raw, frozen shrimp from Indonesia was being sold in
Jesus
Walmart.
Christ, bro. This is our
Specifically
reality.
in Walmart stores in Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Missouri, Mississippi, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Texas, and West Virginia. It was being sold under the Walmart label called the Great Value label.
This guy's great, dude. I love this guy though.
If you
I
eat
mean,
it, how could you end up looking like the alien in the Alien?
tell us.
Because the shrimp was radioactive.
Bro. All right, so if you eat radioactive shrimp, according to this guy, you're gonna look like that. You're gonna look like a fucking alien. You can't make this stuff up, man. Seriously, seriously. How did that guy get elected? How did that guy get elected? That is incredible. Truly, truly incredible. So, yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that because that made me laugh hysterically yesterday. So I thought you guys would get a kick out of that. So let's get into some of the serious shit, okay? All right, so let's talk about the Epstein stuff. Victims came forward. They're saying there's hundreds, possibly thousands of girls, women now that have been affected by this Epstein thing. There's also a DOJ, high-ranking DOJ official caught on a secret camera admitting, this is not me telling you, MAGA, this is them, Trump administration admitting that Trump is in the files, that they're going to redact everybody but Democrats, and they moved Ghislaine Maxwell to keep her mouth shut. They admitted it in public like dumbasses, and they got it on camera. So, but it's unbelievable how they treat the MAGA women. Like, what is wrong with y'all? What is something really? Who hurt you? Who hurt? You're actually calling the women that came out and told you these horrific stories paid actors. That's what they're calling them on the right. All these women came together, found the strength to come together and speak out because obviously the Trump administration is just trying to bury this. I mean, Mike Johnson is now trying to paint Donald Trump as the hero that took down Jeffrey Epstein. Because Donald Trump is the one that snitched on Epstein. That's probably why they don't want to release the files. So now they're trying to spin the story that, yeah, Donald Trump did snitch on Epstein, but he did it because he found out that he was trafficking young girls and he was the hero. I'm serious. They're going to try and spin it now that Donald Trump is the hero in this equation. If you believe this, God help you. Is it lead poisoning, like brain damage? I don't even understand it at this point. Right? I kind of, yeah. I don't want to get conspiratorial, but man, we're dealing with conspiracy people though. That's the thing. We got to remember, we're not dealing with rational people. We're dealing with nut jobs who believe in these conspiracies and shit. But all right, anyway, moving on. Here is one of the women literally naming Donald Trump and said that Epstein, one of his biggest flexes, was bragging about his friendship with Donald Trump.
The truth is, Epstein had a free pass. He bragged about his powerful friends, including our current president, Donald Trump. It was his biggest brag, actually. And while what I endured will haunt me forever, I live every day with PTSD. I live as a mother trying to raise my child while distrusting a world that has betrayed me. This kind of trauma never leaves you. It breaks families apart. It shapes the way we see everyone around us. But one thing is certain, unless we learn from this history, monsters like Epstein will rise again.
Not only are they going to rise again, they're going to be government funded. Jesus Christ. Why won't people believe the women, man? Why are you just choosing to believe these fucking perverts? And by the way, they all voted. They caved. Even Marjorie Taylor Greene, after all that shit she was talking, they caved. They're not going to release the Epstein files. Every single Republican, from what I'm told, caved to Donald Trump's threats. Because not only did Donald Trump, he went on television. He called in and literally called them insurgents and said they need to be taken out. Donald Trump, they're more afraid of Donald Trump's sycophants, his MAGA. They're more afraid of MAGA than they are doing the right thing, which is crazy. But Donald Trump literally called them insurgents and word for word said they need to be taken out. That's a mob boss making a hit. You know what I'm saying? That's not a president of the United States. But they all caved. They all caved. So these women will never get justice at this point. And and just to be a dick, Donald Trump decided to do a flyover at the National Mall while the women were sharing their story. Here's the video of that. This is just pathetic.
I was horrified when I found out not only had Ghislaine Maxwell been transferred to what's called a low security. It's really is like a holiday camp.
Yeah, they have yoga where Ghislaine Maxwell is now. They have yoga.
And then afterwards, I got a notification from the Department of Justice telling me that this was going to happen, when it had already happened. This woman abused children. I was abused by Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell for over 10 years. Ghislaine Maxwell was present for some of my...
There was absolutely no reason to do that flyover other than just to be a petty little dick.
She was enabling, and it is appalling and disgusting. And it's one of my worst nightmares that she not only be transferred, but at the possibility that's very much going around that she might be pardoned. This is not okay, guys. This is not okay.
And I just want to add that I think it sends a very dangerous message to our country, to the young people in our country, that someone that we all know is aware of these crimes could be given a pass.
And just for the last one, the last survivor who just spoke, the last survivor who just spoke, she said that Epstein would brag about her relationship with Donald Trump. Could she please elaborate about that?
Shut it. To the microphone. Get close.
Yeah, I did say that.
Twice. Yeah, twice. So they're protecting the predators. That's officially what you guys are. You are the party that protects child predators. You cannot deny it. If that's what you want to be, that's what we're going to treat you as. I mean, am I wrong? You know what I'm saying? But doing the flyover was just a dick move. He was just... It was a power move in his mind. I'm just going to fly these planes over. It cost millions of dollars to fly those planes a short distance. And he did it just to disrupt their... But I could have been there, you guys. I left. That was on, what, Tuesday? I missed a lot on Monday and Tuesday because Carlos showed up. And then he ended up walking around the halls of Congress with freaking Don Lemon. I could have met Don Lemon. And then I could have been on the steps live streaming that. I would have liked to have been there. But I didn't find out it was happening until late. So, yeah, I'm hoping to catch a lot the next time I go down. So, yeah, there's a lot happening in D.C. that's not being covered. These ICE ramp-ups are concerning, obviously, for obvious reasons. And, yeah, they're even talking about invading other states with National Guard from red states. So this is getting out of hand. It's serious. Like I said, the Hyundai thing is insane. They arrested 500 people at a Hyundai factory. That's crazy. So I don't know what the end game is. MAGA, get to work in the fields. You know what I mean? Y'all been complaining for 10 years. Oh, Mexicans are stealing our jobs. And now that all the food is literally rotting in the fields, y'all are like, well, I don't want those jobs. Get your fucking ass out in the field and start picking crops. Y'all voted for this? You said they were stealing your jobs. We never said that. You did. Your jobs. So now guess what? Field work, your jobs. Factory work, your jobs. You guys wanted it? Own it. Okay? And stop bitching when prices skyrocket when you're fighting over food. You voted for it. And I'm not exaggerating. There are quite literally crops just dying in the fields right now because there are no workers to pick the crops. Unfortunately, we haven't felt the results yet. I think we need to feel these consequences. I hate to say it, but everybody needs a really rude awakening about what's happening, and they're not going to until it affects them. Nobody's going to give a shit. But this is going to affect literally every American, everyone. So, uh, yeah, a lot of people are in for a rude awakening. All right, so back to the Epstein thing, because this is a bombshell right here. This is I forget his name, deputy chief something something for the DOJ, and he doesn't know he's being filmed. Which kudos to the person that got this on camera. But why you would say this in a public space is beyond me. But he admits that not only are they going to redact all the information and just leave the Democrats out, uh, just I'll play the video and then we'll talk afterwards.
Like the stuff with Epstein will actually get released or not at all?
If it does, it'll be heavily redacted and his name won't be in it.
But those files do exist.
There's files.
Yeah.
For sure. There's, thousands and thousands of pages of files. But again, if they're released in any way, it's going to be very redacted. They'll redact every Republican or conservative person in those files, leave all the liberal, Democratic people in those files, and have a very slanted version of it come out where it's like, look at what he's doing without releasing any of their bad behavior.
I think they visited that Maxwell person.
Yeah.
And also involved.
Got transferred to a minimum security prison too recently, which is against BOP policy because she's a convicted sex offender, and they're not supposed to get minimum security prisons, which is an interesting detail because she's getting a benefit, which means they're offering her something to keep her mouth.
Yep, offering her something to keep her mouth shut. And just so you know, like he said, again, BOP, Bureau of Prisons policy, the prison she is in is not for violent offenders. It is quite literally, like they said, almost like a resort. They had to get a special exception to bring a child sex trafficker into the prison. And as a matter of fact, one of the prisoners that complained about it got transferred to a maximum security prison. So if you still, for some reason, whatever reason, you're in denial about this entire Epstein thing, but look, they can't release the files for several reasons. One, Trump obviously is in there. I mean, there's more pictures on the internet of Donald Trump with Jeffrey Epstein than there are with his own family. But there are some extremely powerful people that are in there beyond Trump. Peter Thiel, I guarantee, is in there. Can't guarantee it unless I see it, so I guess I shouldn't say that. I'm like 99% sure Peter Thiel's in there, and a lot of the people in the Republican orbit. I'm sure there are Democrats and probably non-politicians in there, but also Israel comes into play. The conspiracy is that Epstein was working for Israel. Everything was recorded. It was all used for. You don't record shit like that unless you're going to use it against somebody, or you're just a disgusting pervert. I think this case was probably both. Okay. Epstein has ties to Israel. Okay. The former prime minister of Israel was frequent flyer on Epstein's jet for like a 4-year period of time. I think it was like 30 times. The former prime minister of Israel. Okay. Ghislaine Maxwell's father has ties to Mossad. Ghislaine Maxwell has ties to Israel. This is all about protecting the pedos. Recently, an high-ranking Israeli intelligence official was caught trying to have sex with a 15-year-old girl in Vegas, and instead of prosecuting him, they let him go back to Israel. It truly is Israel first now. Russia and Israel played the long game on us, y'all. They did. They played the long game. Russia played Trump since the 80s, but Israel managed to get in with our entire government. Their influence, they have way more influence than Russia. Russia has influence over Trump and probably some of his little minions. But Israel has power over 80% of the members of the House. And who knows who else? You know what I mean? That's just what we know from AIPAC tracker. But they have incapacitated us from within. Our government right now is by design. What is happening right now, guys, is by design. Israel and Russia have incapacitated the United States from within. by elevating the dumbest motherfucker you could possibly elect to president of the United States of America. So I don't know what's going to happen from here on out. I don't think Trump's going to literally live through his first term. When there was moments of hope in D.C. when we were in D.C. when the rumors about him being dead were going around. I was like, please, please let it happen while I'm in D.C. And then we got a picture of him going golfing, and we're like, fuck, man, we see some good news, man. But that's the thing, though. Even if we got rid of Trump, even if he passes away, hopefully he shits himself to death. Something just horrific, disgusting. Natural causes, of course. Just, something. I hate this guy. I hate this guy. I hate this guy with a passion. But if Trump dies or they get rid of him, 25th Amendment, which at this point I don't think they're going to do because they are just treating him like a god almost. It is weird. You'll see the videos when I talk about it later. Yeah, so I don't know what the outcome is going to be on this one. I really don't. I'm at a loss for words. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on to the next story. Let's talk about China is flexing. They do a military parade all the time, but damn, I'm pretty sure they went all out this time. Now, keep in mind, in case you don't know, China has been trying to cut us out of the equation forever. They're trying to build a new world order. And China's going to be at the top. They're way more advanced than we are. But we keep being told that we're the leaders of AI, we're the leaders of this, we're the leaders of that. No. We can't even build cell phones in this country without parts from China. You know what I mean? We can't do shit on our own. China holds all the cards in this scenario. And they see how weak Donald Trump is. And they're tired of it. They're tired of the threats. They're tired of tariff this, no tariff that, tariff this. Okay, they're just like, screw it. So they invited everybody. Kim Jong-un brought his daughter. I didn't even know he had a daughter. Kim Jong-un left North Korea and went to China to hang out with President Xi and Vladimir Putin. Nothing good is going to come from this, but it's something called BRICS. It started out as Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. They're essentially like the villain version of the G7. Like the EU and all the countries that are involved in that. So BRICS is kind of like the villain version of it. And they're gaining momentum because their economy now is way more stable than ours. We're losing jobs now, according to the new jobs report. You know what I mean? So China is looking way more appealing when it comes to investment in medicine or developing new tech. Like I said, look up BYD. They have an electric car company, and they build them so cheap. And the way they do it, they don't outsource any parts. They build a factory that is able to manufacture every single component of the vehicle and assemble it. So they don't have to order parts from other countries or other factories that may have a markup. So they're selling these ridiculously cool electric vehicles that are way more advanced than Tesla for like 20 grand. China's got it going on. There's cell phones that we're not allowed to have in the United States because there might be Chinese spyware on them. Like Huawei, how do you say it? I can't say the name of it. It's Huawei. I forget. But their phones are insanely cool. But we're not being told that because we live in a bubble where we are told we are the masters of the universe. The United States is the best at everything. Dude, we are about to be fucked on a level that I don't think anybody's even thought about yet. Because if the American dollar is no longer the world's currency and our economy is no longer stable, there's no reason for any other countries to do business with us. And they can do business elsewhere. So now we have China coming into play and taking advantage of the fact that we have the weakest, most incompetent administration in American history. And they are seizing the moment, guys. We are in trouble under the current leadership. I'm talking economic collapse if this goes through. And they are able to overtake us as far as the dominant economic source in the world. So, yeah. Plus, they've also stepped in where USAID left off. So they're building humanitarian soft power throughout the world because we just left everybody behind. You know what I mean? Because Donald Trump thought we were sending Hamas condoms to build. Donald Trump actually said that Hamas was using condoms to build bombs. I don't. You can look up the video. Go on Twitter. Go on Twitter. Type in Trump, Gaza, Hamas condoms. Donald Trump said that we're sending them millions of dollars in condoms. And they were using them to build bombs. I don't know, maybe I'm just out of the loop, but I've never seen a condom bomb. And pause. All right, let's change the topic. Yo, I'm stupid, man. I'm dumb. Anyway, let's watch a video of China flexing their muscles. This is what a real military parade looks like. Look at the precision, guys. I gotta respect it because it's massive. This is massive compared to the squeaky tanks that we had rolling down Washington D.C. streets. This is a big old mess with us. I dare you kind of parade. Watch this shit. Bro, the performance. Look at this shit. Yeah, we're fucked. We're cooked, bro. Jesus Christ, bro. There is not one person out of step. You got to respect the precision. How long did that take to practice for? Man. But that's what a Chinese military parade looks like. That's legitimately scary. I think somebody said that in the comments. That's frightening. But that's not all the stuff that he was showcasing. He also showcased these, which this is something we should definitely be worried about, especially if China and North Korea and Russia are all involved. Now we have this developing story about an attempted infiltration of North Korea during Trump's first term. This is a nightmare. Just watch this. This is going to make you shit your pants.
Coming up next for inspection is the first nuclear missiles formation. The heavyweight weapons in the group include Jinlei-1 air-based long-range missile, Julang-3 submarine-based intercontinental missile, Zhongfeng 61 land-based intercontinental missile, and the new land-based intercontinental missile of Zhongfeng 31. It's the first time that China showcases its nuclear force in land, sea, and air together. They are mighty strategic deterrents to safeguard national sovereignty and dignity.
Yeah, I think we're kind of cooked on this one just because I don't know if you guys know this, but between India and China, they have like 25% of the world's population, bro. I just looked this shit up. India has a population of 1.46 billion. Okay, we have 350 million. And China's population is about 1.4 billion. So between just those two countries, and then you add Russia into the mix, what is the population of Russia? Let's look it up. 143 million. Meh. That's crazy. That's crazy. So 2.86 billion people between two countries that we are now fucking with. I'm scared. I'm scared. We have to do something. That's why it's so important that we go to these protests. That's why it's so important we participate. Like a lot of people don't understand why I was in Washington D.C. Like, why do you go down there? There's not that many people there. Like, y'all don't understand. Like, I can't broadcast everything that happens. The amount of people that just come up to us and thank us for being there, ask us how they can help. People that walk up and be like, "Look, we work for the government, so we can't be with you, but we just want to let you know we all support you." Um, you know what I mean? The optics of that, people see that we're picking up trash, so the freaking National Guard doesn't have to do it. That's embarrassing. They're using our National Guard as props. They can't fight crime. They're using our sons and daughters as props in this fascist reality TV show of the Trump administration. It costs over $1 million a day to keep the military in DC. You could house, if they go into Chicago, you could literally house every homeless person in Chicago 4 times over for what it's going to cost to send the military into DC. This has nothing to do with safety. This is with power. They want power, okay? But I can tell you, morale amongst the troops is low because they understand that they're not the good guys in this equation. And I think that fucks with a lot of young kids' heads. You know what I mean? You join the military, U.S. military, because you want to be the good guy. Well, now you're patrolling American cities. And American cities don't want you there. And they see that. People walk up to them and be like, "We don't want you here." Imagine being 18 years old, get dragged out of Louisiana, and end up in Washington, D.C., where you don't want to be. You're away from your family, just so Donald Trump could show you off like a puppy. You know what I'm saying? And then you got people walking up like, "Why are you in my city? Get out." So it's going to affect the troops in a negative way. And it's also going to affect recruitment in a negative way. Because if this is how the American government is going to treat, American government has always treated veterans like shit. Always. It got better over the years after 9/11, but then now, again, we're going into an era where military is truly used as disposable assets. Do you think Donald Trump cares about your kids dying in war? They want to turn Gaza into a fucking resort. I'm worried about the flotilla that's going there. I am worried they're going to get killed. I truly am fearful for the flotilla that's going over there right now. But the Trump administration is cool with, building a giant luxury resort that only rich people are going to be able to use. Probably filled with underage girls, because it seems like what Israel and the Trump administration do, target underage girls. Does not seem like a trend between Israel and Trump? I'm sorry. Can we call it out? And again, you know why it's not anti-Semitic to say fuck Israel? It's because Arabs are also Semitic fucking people. So I can't be anti-Semitic if I'm supporting Gaza, a Semitic people. But how the fuck did the Jewish community in Israel claim the entirety of the term anti-Semitism? You cannot be anti-Semitic if you are pro-Palestine. Does that make sense to everybody out there? So I'm tired of being called an anti-Semite. Like, the anti-Semites are the ones walking around with the Proud Boys that are walking around with the 6 MWE patches. Because that's real. Proud Boys hate Jews. They believe the Nazi part of history. They like that part of history. They think 6 million wasn't enough. That's what 6 MWE stands for. Okay? So us calling out an actual genocide where you're starving people to death and threatening ships that are bringing medicine and food. You're literally threatening to throw them in terrorist prisons. They said they're calling them terrorists. There was a report from one of them, and I believe him. There's sabotage happening as well. There was a water delivery to one of the ships on the flotilla that was half filled with acid. And the only way they found out about it is because the people that were delivering the acid, some spilled on them and it burned their skin. So imagine if the people on that ship would have drank that, would have died. Okay, Israel or somebody is flying drones over these flotilla boats. Okay, so I have a feeling we're going to see some serious crimes against humanity in the near future. I really do. Not just Gaza, but like you said, genocide will come here. It will. It will. It is inevitable at this point if we don't stop it. Um, we have a Nazi regime, okay, run by the Heritage Foundation. This is Donald Trump is not running shit. Donald Trump doesn't write policy. Donald Trump reads at a fifth grade level. He's half illiterate. They have to do a puppet show just to get the guy to pay attention to fucking security briefings. How have I been on here for 50 minutes already? Sorry, I'm going off topic here. You know what I'm saying though? Like, all right, I'm getting off topic. Let me get back on point. But again, I'm worried about the flotilla. I've been watching all of them. I follow all of them on Instagram and on TikTok. So yeah, keep your guys' eyes out for that. I have a feeling they don't care about human life. They don't care about human life, and that concerns me. I mean, they just yanked Medicaid from millions of Americans without giving a shit. That it was mostly their own constituents. It wasn't even like they were like cutting Medicaid from just blue states. Like Medicaid and food stamps are predominantly used by red states. Blue states are typically the states that have a surplus. They give so that red states can have. Typically, it's called socialism, but you guys don't understand that concept. You understand? That's what food stamps and Medicaid is. That's socialism. Okay, not a bad thing if you use it correctly. But they have this entire population convinced that it's a bad thing. Why do you think billionaires are making bunkers? Yeah, no shit. That's pretty good, Brina. Yeah, I'm. What's his name? Zuckerberg, Zuck the Cuck, as I like to call him. Has a big ass bunker in freaking Hawaii. Oh, but anyway, what I was saying before, Donald Trump is not writing policy. That was what I was saying before. He doesn't write policy at all. He didn't write the big beautiful bill. He didn't even read the big beautiful bill. Everything they hand to him is written by the Heritage Foundation, guys. This is not deep state. This is deep state, but this is not conspiracy. Okay, Project 2025 has been now written out into several different bills and laws, including the big beautiful bill. That's what it is. Project 2025 and the Heritage Foundation are based on Nazism, guys. That's what this is. That is what this is, okay? We have a large population of pro-Nazis in this country in the 1930s, and then after World War II ended and Nazism was seen universally as a bad thing, even made illegal in Germany, they just kind of went behind the scenes. But now their future generations are in positions of power. And this is what they want. This is what they've been wanting. The Heritage Foundation has been trying to turn us into a white, Christian, blonde hair, blue-eyed nation since the 1980s. And they finally have done it. They are writing all the policies. They are writing all the executive orders. The only ones Donald Trump is getting involved in are the stupid ones. Like no men and women's sports and fucking the Golden Dome. That's definitely a Donald Trump idea because that's stupid. But the ICE, the Gestapo, the seizing of power, Donald Trump unilaterally just renaming departments, that is all a power grab. And that is all run by the Heritage Foundation. They're one step away because J.D. Vance is their boy. He's been groomed by Peter Thiel since college to take over for Donald Trump when he kicks the bucket. So even if Donald Trump does die, we can celebrate, but it's going to be short-lived because then we have J.D. Vance and the true believers to deal with. Because Donald Trump is not a believer. He believes in money and power. He's not a believer in all this insane shit that these conspiracy nut jobs believe in, like technocracy, that the country should be run like a business and should have a CEO monarch as at the top. And that's how they treat Donald Trump, as kind of like the CEO monarch. So this is the reality that they want. All right. Let's move on to the bootlickers. This is weird, guys. This is weird. I've never seen anything so weird. I truly have not seen anything this strange. A bunch of men and women. This is like 3 minutes long. I'll just add it and I'll
this
play
is just
it.
such a great opportunity, really, to recognize.
Now, they go around the room and they're quite literally just telling Donald Trump how amazing he is. And it seems like every time they're trying to one up one another, like one guy's like, I go around the streets and just tell people how proud I am. One guy's like, you deserve the Nobel Prize more than anybody ever since the freaking original Nobel, since the inception of the prize or whatever. But let's just play this shit. This is so weird. So weird. This is like cult, really, really big cult behavior.
As your leadership as a true champion for working people. And I know we'll hear as we go around the table here how your focus singularly on putting the well-being and interests of the American people first is that common thread that we're seeing in your policies being implemented across your administration.
Well, everyone knows there's no stronger advocate for hardworking American families than you, sir. Thank you for the largest tax cut in American history for working families.
Semiconductors. God bless your efforts. God bless your assembly of this team around the state.
Oh my God! You know this reminds me of the South Park episode they just did, where everybody walked up to him and was like, "Sir, you're so amazing, and you totally don't have a small penis."
We're bringing the American dream back.
Mr. President, everybody here who spoke works at the Department of Labor, clearly. If you all haven't stopped by the Department of Labor, Mr. President, I invite you to see your big, beautiful face on a banner in front of the Department of Labor, because you are really the transformational president of the American worker.
What the fuck? I saw that banner, by the way. It is weird. It's huge. It's freaking huge. It's disgusting.
In time, which I do believe we're in a revolution. 1776 was the first one. 1863 or so with Abraham Lincoln was the second. This is the third with Donald Trump.
Oh my God!
Likewise, with regard to your ability to prevent and to
shut the fuck up
wars between India and Pakistan, between Armenia and Azerbaijan, between Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. In all those cases, CIA intelligence supported you and your entire team in making that possible.
Come on.
Your team is nothing short of incredible.
Incredible!
And there's only one thing I wish for. That Nobel Committee
Here it is.
finally gets
Here it
its
is.
act together and realizes that you are the single finest candidate since the Nobel Peace, his Nobel Award was ever talked about to receive that award.
It's pretty great to celebrate Labor Day with a builder who loves labor, who loves the men and women who have built this country, the people that sweat,
So humiliating.
that have great skills,
That sweat.
they have grit, they do the dirty jobs of America that have made this country great, and you know them very well because you have worked with them. The great
Not a goddamn person in that room's ever worked a day in their lives.
Trump projects have come from the very men and women we're going into this weekend to celebrate.
And the only president ever
Midas Touch calls this guy Howard Nutlick.
to understand it, you understood it in the 80s.
Which is appropriate, because that's literally what he's doing right now. This is metaphorically him licking Donald Trump's nuts.
And the 90s, and I used to see you on TV and you'd say, God, what are these people doing? And finally we've changed.
And sir, you've enabled that. So from the troops directly, which they ask me to say all the time, thank you for your leadership, for your boldness, for your clarity, for common sense, for providing a shield for the rest of us to put America first.
You've heard from around the table how
Dog, what the fuck is going on, man?
This team have an opportunity to work for you and have an opportunity to serve the American people. And I would say as we head into this Labor Day, the thing that really differentiates you and your leadership and everybody around this table is one word, and that's respect.
I'm telling you guys, have you ever seen a more pathetic display in your entire life? God, it bothers me so much that that's how they treat and talk to Donald Trump. It's so fake, though. Like, they don't even sound convincing. Sir, you deserve the Nobel Prize more. That one's the best one. He was like, what am I going to... You know he's sitting there, right? And he's like, what the fuck am I going to say? Oh, my God. He's... Oh. All right. I got it. Sir... You deserve the Nobel Peace Prize more than anybody in the world. Bro, we're going to talk about RFK Jr. on Monday with Catherine and James, dude. RFK Jr. in the same hearing, I'm going to find it on video, in the same hearing said Donald Trump should get the Nobel Peace Prize for fast-tracking the COVID vaccine. and then turned around and said the COVID vaccine is dangerous and killed more people than it saved in the same hearing. It wasn't even like he forgot he said it and then left for the day, came back, and I'm like, we live in the prequel to Idiocracy. Like, if you've ever seen the movie Idiocracy and you wonder how it started, well, we elected Donald Trump. We are currently living, like, if they made a prequel to that movie, it would just be real life for us. That's what's happening. It's so dangerous, though. Like, these are the people that are in charge of nuclear weapons. That's crazy. That's crazy. We have the most idiotic morons. But like I said, it's cult. Very, very cultish behavior. And the tech bros are doing it too. Let me show you a couple of videos from that. This is, I can't remember. One is Mark Zuckerberg, I think. Here, well, you know what? Here's first Donald Trump trying to sound smart in a room full of people. Some of them, I will agree, are probably very intelligent, but I will not give Elon Musk credit for being smart. I refuse to. The guy's an idiot. But anyway, here's Donald Trump trying to sound intelligent and failing miserably.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. It's an honor to be here with this group of people. They're leading a revolution in business and in genius. And in every other word I think you could imagine, there's never been anything like it.
What the fuck?
The most brilliant people are gathered around this table. This is definitely a high IQ group, and I'm very proud of them. I know all of them indirectly, and I know some of them very well, but I know everybody at the table indirectly through reading about you and studying, knowing a lot about your business, actually. We're making it very easy for you in terms of electric capacity and getting it for you, getting your permits. We're leading China by a lot, by a great amount.
What? They are leaders in genius, guys. That's what he says. But they also do the bootlicking, which, again, these are supposed to be like the alpha males, you know, we run the world, blah, blah, blah. But here they are doing the same thing. I feel like the Mandela effect is real. I swear to God, I feel like it's real. And we somehow at one point collided with the dumbest universe possible. And this is the result. But here's the tech bros licking boots as well.
Mark, would you like to say a few words about the company?
Well, thanks for hosting us. I mean, this is quite a group to get together.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's a great honor to work here at the White House and to work for you.
Very grateful for your administration support.
We look forward to working together, and thanks for your leadership.
We're so grateful for that support.
Thank you so much, obviously, for bringing us all together and the policies that you have put in place. Thank you very much. And also, I wanted to thank Madam First Lady for hosting.
I want to thank you for including me this evening. It's incredible to be among everyone here, particularly you and the First Lady. I also want to thank you for helping American companies around the world.
First of all, to echo the comments of Tim and others, thank you so much for getting us all together. And thank you for being such a pro-business, pro-innovation president.
Thank you. Thank you for everything you're doing.
Thank you for incredible leadership, including getting this group together.
Thank you, Bill. That was very nice.
You know what's funny? They tell these people to do that. They tell these people to do that. When you see President Trump, you make sure you compliment him. And dude, I'm telling you, man, they're treating Donald Trump like he's some kind of emperor. Weird, man. This is weird behavior. This is not normal. This is not normal. This is like another reason why we're in D.C. Like, we got to point this shit out. We got to point out that this is just strange, dystopian. I mean, Palantir quite literally is going to monitor all of us in real time. The government currently is using Israeli tech where they can hack into every phone. They can hack Signal. They can hack WhatsApp. So all your secure apps that you use for messaging are fucked. Yeah, thanks, Israel, for that. Appreciate that. That's another, yeah, you guys are just really winning us over with, our public opinion of you. So, yeah, this is real, though. This is real. We're being run by complete idiots who literally lick boots. I mean, I wonder off camera if they quite literally have to lick his boot. That's what it looks like, right? So... Here's another video of Donald Trump trying to sound smart. Apparently, Meta plans on building an AI building or a giant AI factory, whatever this is. All I know, I like using AI for like research purposes, to get historical facts and stuff like that. It's really good to use. However, using AI on a mass level will completely destroy not only the environment, but all of our drinking water. AI to generate, they need the cooling for all the servers. AI generates a tremendous amount of heat, so they use fresh water. The fresh water then gets shit all over and then has to get dumped somewhere. On top of that, like Elon Musk's AI plant for Grok or XAI is pumping out just insane amounts of methane onto neighboring communities, poisoning the air. So I'll show you the video. He holds up a picture of what this factory is going to look like, and I noticed it looks like it's right next to a river. So that river is going to be completely destroyed. Again, AI has its purposes, but unregulated AI is so dangerous, so dangerous. But they don't want to regulate it, I guess.
This is something given to me by Mark Zuckerberg, and you'll see this is AI now. These are, I never understood. I said, well, because I built shopping centers, and for $50 million, you can build a very nice shopping center. So I never understood when they said $50 billion for a plant. I said, what the hell kind of a plant is that? But when you look at this, you understand why it's $50 billion. So this is one he's building in Louisiana. That's Meta, Facebook, as people understand it to be. But look at that. Now that's the size of Manhattan. So that's superimposed over the island of Manhattan. It takes up a big part of Manhattan.
Okay. Okay, now I get it.
81% of Manhattan.
All right, so it's a fake building, it's a fake image, and they put it over top of Manhattan to show how big it is. That's all right. So there's no drinking water involved. It's not a real building. It's not even a real image. It's not even Louisiana. What? I hate this. I hate this administration. Oh my God, I hate this administration. As soon as it's gonna make me crash out. Anyway. The billionaires get everything they want while the American people get screwed. We're going to go hungry. We're going to starve to death and not be able to afford medicine. But hey, as long as the billionaires get everything they want, all is well, right? We're quite literally letting less than 1,000 people run this country into the ground. There's 900 and something billionaires. I don't know if that's in the United States or worldwide. It's not a lot. You know what I'm saying? Why are we letting these people take everything from us? Like, we're all going to suffer. I keep saying this. We're all going to suffer. Are we going to suffer on their terms? Or are we going to take matters into our own hands and suffer under our own terms? Personally, I would rather take matters into my own hands. At this point, I got nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, real quick before I go moving on here and talk about Donald Trump's slew of executive orders today and show his new war crime. I do want to show you what's going on in D.C. currently. Again, if you want to donate to the cause itself, the veterans that are currently there, you can go to USMC Angry Veterans page, the link tree in there. You can register and you can contribute there. You can also go to Jolly's page. He also has a link tree right there that you guys, if you guys want to donate to the veterans that are currently there, which are still there. Again, they're not going anywhere. We understand we're playing the long game on this one. As long as the military is on the streets of DC, so will the veterans be. Okay, and again, that's something I want to be involved in. If you guys want to help me out, again, I'm going back, for those of you guys who weren't on the beginning of the show, I'm going back to DC from the 14th to the 21st, and I am personally trying to raise some money to help cover some of the costs of the trip. If you guys are able to help, or if you know anybody that's willing to, I have both my link tree with my GoFundMe, and I also have my Cash App in the description of this video. The link tree is also on our personal page, or on our homepage. So, but just so you see, yeah, there's legitimately a lot of stuff going on in Washington, D.C. right now. Jolly's got all kinds of videos. He's interviewing people. on the streets. I mean, these guys are putting in tons of effort, and they're not doing it for money. They're doing it. They're putting out content, but the content is to just show exactly what's happening. I mean, they're sitting here going after ICE. Why won't this video play? Yeah, look, there's literally dudes sitting in ICE, and they're fucking with them while they're sitting there. I mean, this is the stuff that we do while in the city. So, again, I'm going down again to embed myself for a week, 14th to 21st. My birthday is also on the 17th, so I'll be doing a birthday live stream from Union Station in Washington, D.C., or somewhere. I haven't figured it out. Maybe I'll do my birthday live stream in front of the Heritage Foundation. I'm going to do my birthday live stream in front of the Heritage Foundation. That will be the birthday present to myself. I'm going to completely expose the Heritage Foundation while being in front of the Heritage Foundation. How about that? I'm going to do live streams every day, Facebook, Instagram. I don't do TikTok. Fuck TikTok. This month, they're going to be banning it anyway or coming out with that new American-only version called M2. Do not download it. Do not put your personal information in that, because once you do, it will have access to your phone, which all of our social medias do. I don't know if you guys understand that. When you open up a social media account and it asks for access to your microphone and your camera and you say allow, well, but I would not trust the American version of TikTok. No way. I'm downloading it. Once TikTok's gone, I will not be posting on TikTok or whatever the new app is called. I will be, unfortunately, focusing on Meta, because my Facebook account, don't ask me how this happened, but my Facebook account went from 6,000 followers to almost 43,000 now over the last month and a half. No idea how. No clue. I've been posting the normal shit that I've always posted. And then while I was in D.C., that actually, I gained quite a few viewers from that. So, so I'll be focused on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. Those are the three platforms I'm just going to focus on for now until we can get a bigger support team and start posting on other platforms. Like right now, it's just I run all the tech stuff. I run all the production stuff, and I don't have the time or bandwidth to edit. I don't have time to clip. I don't have time to do all that stuff. So, like, we do need help. We've honestly grown beyond our capacity. We're doing, I don't even know how many live stream events. This will be like our 14th trip this year, whether it's protests or, going and embedding ourselves somewhere. Next month, again, we're going to the No Kings rally in New York City. I'm going up to visit Mike, who lives in Long Island, to crash at his house. He's got the most comfortable bean bags I've ever seen in my entire life. I literally look forward to going there for these bean bags. I swear to God, he laughs at me every time. I'm like, where are the bean bags at? I get like the best night's sleep. And then we usually take the train into the city, and we're going to see hopefully a massive turnout for the No Kings 2.0 on October 18th. A lot of stuff planned while I'm in D.C. I'm going to have people on, guests like I did last time, but I'm going to do live streams every single day. I want to try and come up with a schedule so you guys know when I'll be on Facebook, when I'll be on Instagram, and when I'll be on YouTube. So, yeah, big plans, man, big plans. And I appreciate everybody that supported us so far. You guys have been incredible. It's truly been a dream. This year's been life-changing for me. 4 years ago, I would never have thought that I'd be in this position now where I'm having people walk up to me in D.C. and go, I know you from social media. That is fucking weird to me. I had a lady, I swear to God, this was the best moment of my trip. I had a woman from Pennsylvania who follows me on Instagram who was just on a random trip to D.C., and while she was there, she was on Instagram, saw my video, and saw that I was at Union Station. She was actually a little timid about going anywhere where she knew military was, but because she saw my video, she came up and introduced herself and said hi. Truly a magical moment. Like, that to me just shows that this shit is inspiring other people to come out that normally wouldn't. You know what I mean? People want to be involved. People want to be involved. They just don't know how. That's why I'm glad, like, Jolly and Matt and all those, and Laney, all of them are down there doing this shit. You know what I mean? People need to see that there are Americans that are just like, fuck it. We are dropping literally everything to just say we're done with this. I mean, think about it. If we could shut this economy down, if everybody is like, you know what? We're done with this. We're all taking a week vacation. Fire us if you want. What are they going to do? Replace millions of people? We would completely crash the economy. We're so dependent on our paycheck to paycheck bullshit jobs, most of us can't afford to do shit like that. You know what I mean? So, but again, I want to bring you what's happening in D.C. on the ground. I'm going to try and get into a little bit of good trouble. Hopefully, I don't get arrested while live streaming in front of the Heritage Foundation. From what I hear, they don't like cameras and people prying around there. So we shall see how that goes. So again, I'll do a birthday live stream, my 48th birthday, in front of the Heritage Foundation. A big old fuck you to them. And I think the perfect way to start another year on this planet. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. So, yeah, they want to replace us with robots. I know. And eventually, yeah, AI is going to destroy us. Yeah. And it's going to make us dumber, too, because now people, look at the numbers coming out of colleges of how many people, like students admitting that they used AI pretty much for the entirety of their college career. Because now, like, teachers and professors got good at picking out stuff that was written by AI. But now there are apps and programs that you could run it through to make it appear like more human. So, yeah, we may be cooked as a society. We're already dumb. We are America. We are dumb as fuck. I'm sorry. It's okay. It's by design. Again, it's by design. If you're stupid in America, I just want to say it's not your fault. Okay? I know it probably angers you to hear me call you dumb, but it's not your fault. Our country has been trying to defund the education system and keep people, they don't like woke people. They like people asleep. You know what I mean? It's by design. You are dumb by design. I feel like such an asshole saying that, but I don't fucking care anymore. I don't, man. I don't. All right. Jesus Christ, this is a long episode. All right, guys, hang in there. I'm almost through all this stuff, I promise. So again, though, if you want to support Jolly and those guys, go to their profiles on TikTok and click the link tree. If you want to support me and what I'm doing here, my work, you can support us and go to the link tree in the description of this video. So, all right. So I want to talk about today's press conference. Donald Trump came up with a new slur for us liberals. Let me play the video. It's hilarious.
We should have won every war. We could have won every war, but we really chose to be very politically correct or wokey.
Wokies. Woke. President of the United States just said wokies. We're wokey. We got to get all the wokies out of the military. Fucking God, man. Somebody punch me in the face, please. Just do something. Just something. I can't take it anymore. All right, let's listen to that one more time. The wokies.
We should have won every war. We could have won every war, but we really chose to be very politically correct or wokey. And
yep, that's what's wrong with America. We are way, way too wokey. The wokies got us. Oh my God, I'm delirious. All right, so here's the big news, though. The big bombshell is he's unilaterally changing department names now. So now Pete Hegseth, the Fox News host who has a makeup studio and can barely do a pull-up, is now the head of the Department of War. He's a Secretary of War. So the President of Peace, the No New Wars president, just made a Department of War, which is what the Department of Defense used to be called. But for some reason, they're all about going back to, like, the Robert E. Lee, we can't change names and bases, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, but just watch how and they're already ripping down. Do I have that video? Hold up. They're already ripping this shit down. Yeah, there's completely, I do have the video. First, let me play the video of Donald Trump signing it, and then Pete Hegseth acting like the cuck that he is.
Thank you, and it's an honor to sign this, and we will do that right now. I think that's a big one, I'll be honest. That's a big one.
So
That's
that
the big
direction,
one.
Mr. President, the War Department is going to fight decisively, not endless conflicts. It's going to fight to win, not to lose. We're going to go on offense, not just on defense. Maximum lethality, not tepid legality. Violent effect, not politically correct. We're going to raise up warriors, not just defenders. So this War Department, Mr. President, just like America, is back. Thank you for your leadership and your clarity. We're going to set the tone for this country. America first, peace through strength, brought to you by the War Department. We're back.
I hate this country. Okay, so anyway, can't do that. Not supposed to do that, but now, I mean, we see, even if they brought it to Congress, Congress would approve it. They're hiding the Epstein files for Donald Trump. Of course, they're going to let him rename a department just to make him happy. But they immediately, I'll show you this, they immediately started tearing all this shit off. Immediately. No approval from Congress. This is so performative. Quite literally, nobody gives a shit about it. And you know how expensive it's going to be to change the names on everything to the Department of War? More taxpayer money wasted. Donald Trump treats our country like it's his own personal piggy bank. He can do whatever he wants. He can do whatever he wants. Thank you, Supreme Court. Thank you, Trump voters. Thank you, Republicans that apparently left their spine back in whatever state they're from. This is pathetic. This is pathetic. But they immediately started tearing all this stuff down and replacing it with Department of War. And apparently we are at war, guys. I don't know if you guys know this, but according to Seb Gorka, who I've talked about before, I forget this guy's history. He's a complete weirdo. Everybody in Trump's orbit is just weird. Here he says that we are at war with Venezuela, or cartels, I guess is what they say. This is news to me. I didn't see the president declare war. I don't think the president can declare war without Congress approval.
We have declared war on those who are murdering Americans by the tens and hundreds of thousands. If you're on the side of the cartels, you're not on the side of America. If you are turning an MS-13 human trafficker into a Maryland father, you are choosing the side of evil. 18 million Americans chose...
Oh, that's defamation. They're going to use that in court. Judge said that they can't talk shit about Abrego Garcia anymore, and he just did. He just did. So we're at war, guys. And guess what? Guess why our sons and daughters are going to be sent to war? Because Venezuela has a lot of oil. And we're being cut off from the rest of the world. So the only play Donald Trump has is to attack Venezuela for its oil. This has nothing to do with drugs. This has nothing to do with the cartel. Venezuela is one of the biggest oil, one of the most oil-rich countries on the planet. That's all it is. It's theft by force. Basically an armed robbery at this point. I'll show you the war crime that Donald Trump just committed, and I can prove that this is not a drug trafficking boat using common sense, because 11 people were killed. Okay? When they first said they took out a ship, I thought they meant like a cargo ship. And like, you know, I pictured lots of drugs. And then they released this video. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. It's not a drug boat. It's a migrant boat. Okay? Common sense would say if you're trafficking large amounts of drugs that are worth money by the pound or kilo, putting 11 people in the boat would mean you would not be able to carry a whole lot of drugs. I mean, it's just common sense, right? If you're a drug trafficker, you'd have to be the dumbest fucking drug trafficker in the world to pack your drug boat full of 11 people. And I'll show you the video because it's a small ass boat. So 11 people takes up a lot of space. Where are the drugs? Where are the drugs? Why did they not seize the ship? Why did they not? We have warships in this area right now. They could have easily taken this boat, tried these people, and made an example of them. But instead, they murdered 11 people that were probably just trying to escape oppression and go to another country. But here is the video. Trigger warning. People die in this video. Okay? There's no blood, so YouTube probably won't get on me on that one. But trigger warning. This is people being murdered by the Trump administration. That is not a drug boat. That is a slow-ass boat full of people. And they're dead. Yeah, war crime. Just killed probably unarmed people. There was probably no drugs in the boat. We'll never know the truth because they never bothered to capture the ship and question the people involved. They decided to just end the lives. That's why I say, like, when you say genocide is going to happen in America, I believe it now. They don't care about life. They do not care about human life. If you are not loyal and licking the boots of Donald Trump, he does not give a shit about you. Why do you think he's only attacking blue states? He's specifically targeting liberal cities. Okay, they're going after an idea. Like, it's not even that they're targeting one specific, I mean, they're targeting specific groups, but they're also going after liberalism and wokeness, which isn't a thing. You know what I mean? Like, liberalism is, but like, when they start going after ideals and things that they don't think that they like, that shit's when it gets dangerous. Okay? You're not targeting people for any specific reason other than you don't like the way they think. That's crazy. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. I showed you videos today of how ridiculous it is in the Trump administration. None of these people are qualified, and all they do is kiss his ass. You know what I mean? We have the most ineffective. Just nobody respects us. World leaders are conspiring against us. All the dictators that Donald Trump talks all this shit about just met behind his back and didn't even invite him. Xi, who he says he has respect for. Kim Jong-un, who he says he has a great relationship. Putin, who says he's buddies with and listens to everything he says. Just met behind Donald Trump's back and did not invite Donald Trump. The guy who wants to be like them got left out. So Donald Trump was the kid on the playground that did not get invited to the birthday party. Awesome. Anyway, that's all I have for tonight, guys. I'll be back on tomorrow at 8 o'clock, and then Sunday at 2 o'clock, and Monday, Tuesday at 9 o'clock. Oh, yeah. So I think I told you on Monday we got Catherine from D.C., a.k.a. Captain America, on TikTok. Plus we got Liz Mkhitaryan from Moms for Liberty bringing Thomas Dixon on the show on Tuesday. So we'll be doing an education show on Tuesday, talking about what Moms for Liberty is up to in the South. Not good. You're going to be shocked. Love you guys. Thank you for all the support. Again, if you guys can donate, thank you so much. If you have donated, love you. Thank you for all the support. And we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.